What's good, YouTube? I'm back again with another episode of the weekly market breakdown. So, in this episode, we are going to look at gold, NASDAQ, and Bitcoin for starters as we wait to start our trading when the market opens. So, very quickly, we go to gold and start our analysis on a higher time frame, which is we might start it from a daily time frame. And then from a daily perspective, we can see there is this high point that currently gold is aiming or gold is going towards. And then we also have the highest price for, I think last week was at around 34.98. So we mark that, and then we also mark the lowest points. We have this point, and then we can also have we zoom. We can also have our support or another key level at this point, like that. So on a daily perspective, we are able to see that gold is on a buy or is on a rally. So we go to maybe 4 hours and see what's happening. So when we go to 4 hours, we see the same thing happening. The rally is still going on, but now we have new levels that we will mark. For example, that point, and there was also this support now that it stands to be our resistance, that level over there. So right now gold is trading above the support, which turned to our resistance. So if we look closely, we could have our target for, let's say our target would be this point. Let's mark this one with red. So if we continue with this buy trend, then our target would be 34, 32, simply because of this previous high point that the market dropped from. But then from 4 hours, we can already see there was a lot of rejection around this area that were characterized by these wicks. So it means there's some sort of momentum pushing it up. So if you are an aggressive trader, or you want to take your entries early, you might wait for the market open, then continue with the buys up to 33, 34, 32. But then if you are conservative and you want to wait more, then maybe you would go to the 4 hour time frame, to the 1 hour, then try and see a suitable pattern. But now when I go to 1 hour, there is nothing happening. There's been some sort of consolidation on Friday that is still going on. So for myself, I would wait for the market to open, then maybe a few hours to London session. That's when I would be looking to take my first trade on gold. But as at now, I'm buy biased, and I'm looking forward to get some buys, but then nothing much going on. So only on the 4 hour time frame you can be able to spot some buy opportunity. But now I'm not planning to risk this much from this point to this point. That's like almost over 100 pips. I'm not comfortable risking that much on gold. So on gold, I'm buy biased, and I'll not take any first trade before I see we have a clear pattern and a break from this consolidation that we are having currently. So that's what we have on gold. And then we can go to NASDAQ or NAS 100. This is also another pair that I love trading so much. So you can already see our Friday moves that we took. So just from the simple illustrations, for technical analysis, you must first start by marking your key levels or marking your support and resistance. That is the first thing that you do. But then you can already see this point that I marked because of this break of structure right here, and then retest, and then continue, and then there's a break below, retest, and then sell, then there's a break above. So that one becomes our key level. And then we also have this point and this point and this point. There was a break from that, and then finally there is this high point that we already there actually by move. So we can have two horizontal lines to make it look like a complete zone, such that I'm already looking for the buy trend is already almost getting exhausted, since we have hit our key resistance line above 2367. But then now I have this as a zone 2367 and 2372, such that if there's a break above this zone and a retest or a clear confirmation, then maybe we can continue buying NASDAQ. But if not, there would be some rejection around this area, and then we monitor for reversal patterns. But from what I can assess from the Friday's volatility, there was still volume, buy volumes pushing the market up. So you can see there was these two complete candles that had huge volumes. So that is from 4 hours. If we go to 1 hour, then we can already see the price was somehow struggling to push from this area, and then finally closed with a bullish momentum. So we can wait. Most probably my bias on NASDAQ then would be a drop from this zone, anywhere around this zone, and then maybe target all the way down here. Alternatively, if I do not get that, then we have a break above the zone and clear confirmations for buy, then we would take that. So at the moment we have to wait and watch out, but most likely is a drop from that point. Yeah, and then now, since NASDAQ, US30 and US 500 are all indices, you might expect the same for all of them. Yeah, so let's have something on Bitcoin. On Bitcoin, we do not have, just a moment, let me zoom my chart properly. And then we can already see this is 4 hours. We can see we are in a bullish trend, and then it's not so clear on the direction or technical analysis, but just from what we can see, it's an uptrend, as we can see. Yeah, we can have this point to act as our resistance line, but then there's always another one above this one, so we can use the two as our traps for Bitcoin, BTC USD. But then already you can see there's some drop from that resistance line on the 4 hours. So we go to 1 hour and see if we can find anything substantial. So when we get to 1 hour, we can see price was struggling to push further, and then there was this reduction in the volume. So you can see the candles here, and then we can see, apart from that, we can see we can have this one as our zone or our target. In any case, we are in for sales, but then I can see some sort of a pattern forming here, which you can say it's a falling wedge or rising wedge, which will be our reversal pattern. And then of course we can have the same for the bottom, like that. And then now, since we are at our key resistance level, which we had marked from a higher time frame, that is 4 hours, then we have you can have it as a full zone like that, so that we work with that. But then these ones do not look so nice on the chart. You can just have it at the back of your head or mind, so that you know there is some pattern forming. And then we have our doji, or a candle that was formed. Then there was a wick, it means there was high selling volume from that point. Then there is this bearish candle, which forms something like an evening star. So we might see we have our stop loss above that candle. So we have that on Bitcoin. We can have our target to be the lowest point there, so that we can have that on Bitcoin. So right now for tonight, I'm seeing Bitcoin going back to maybe 116,000 or 117,600. If at all it fails to break here, then we will have a bounce off from this point if it fails to go below. But yeah, that is the analysis on Bitcoin, gold, NASDAQ, and the indices. So we can have some more clear analysis tomorrow during the London session, so that we can see how they played out. So thank you so much for watching.